Now moving on to the next concept, that is frames. What are frames? Photo frames you might be seeing. Any image surrounded by some representation of other external feature that is adding an additional feature to that particular image or the content, we can say. So that is termed as a frame. So what is a frame? Which can divide the display of the screen into multiple scrolling sections. So if you see this screen, this is a plain screen where it is common for the data. Now, if at all I want to make the partitions into this screen, towards my left hand side I want to use for the text, towards my right hand side I want to display a video or an audio, we can do so. That means we will be dividing a single screen into multiple frames, we can say, multiple divisions, we can say, for usage of multiple purpose. Either you can go for the textual representation of it, audio, video, or if not, uh, any scrolling of the data. If at all you have a huge paragraph, but you want to store it into a small content of it in the form of a frame, and you give the scrolling part. So we are saving the page size over there, okay, with the help of the frames. So what does this do? It can help you to display the content different web pages, and therefore it allows multiple HTML documents to be seen in a single page. So the tags that we are going to use here is frame sets. Okay. What does it do? It splits the browser screen into frames. Now, how are you dividing that browser screen? Either in terms of the rows. Suppose horizontally you want to do, you will go with the rows. Vertically you want to divide it, you will go with the columns. And that's how the sections of the frame will be made. And you will be using an asterisk. Suppose you did only for the rows part, and the rest of it you are leaving it for the content, various other content of the website. So at that place you will be using this asterisk for remaining space. Example is given to you here for the frame set. Okay, 20% row, 30% column, and remaining whatever is left over 50%, that will be for the remaining space for the content of the web page. So there is an attribute called as frame, opening frame and closing frame of it. Okay, and the description here we are going to use, we will be defining a single frame there. What are the various attributes under it? Name. Name is an attribute that will be assigning the name of the frame. For example, towards my left hand side I told that I want to display the text, okay, and right hand side I want to display some video. Whatever the video is running, we are giving the description of it in the textual format. So this is how we are maintaining a frame. Separately, the contents of it will be maintained to identify by the user easily. And the SRC will be given to it such that it picks from your documentation and the device easily where it has to go. Okay. And respective other attributes of it is border color and the names and all. So if you want to give the frame borderings as well, you can make use of the border color there. So here in this example, you see, we are setting the rows for this frame as 50%, and the rest of them is maintained for the other purpose. So we are using the asterisk. For these columns, we are using 50% of it, and remaining we are using for space. So totally we have divided this frame into 3 parts. First frame where you have stored about something called as success.html. Some other web page is already used. So we are passing it with the SRC attribute. And the name of that we are maintaining as frame1. Similarly, there is another HTML page with this welcome.html name where you want to display it under the name called as frame2. And third frame we are designing and maintaining it with a name called as failure.html, where you will be displaying the content of it in the frame3 part. So a single web browser has been partitioned now into 3 parts. Okay. You will see the execution in the coming classes. So that was about the frames. Now coming to the forms element. Form basically, if you are inputting any of the details on the websites and the browser, you will be making use of the forms. Okay. And these are the various HTML elements we are having inside the forms for input. If at all the user is giving any input data in the form, so you will be making use of the input tag, label tag, select tag, text area, button, field set, legend, data list, output, option, and so on. So each one of them you will be listing now. Input element. What does this element do? It will accept the input from the user. For example, you can see here, F name user will be entering first name. Suppose you're filling some form detail. Okay. At that time, you have to input the user first name, last name, and so on. So we are indicating with the labeling. Label will display here for us as first name. Okay. And space will be left over for the user to give its input. Okay. And the user will be giving the input with this input tag. So input will be accepted by the browser. Label tag, what does this do? It helps the browser or the form to give several elements, whatever the display of the content you will see on the forms on your websites while filling the online forms. Okay, it will be done with the help of the label tag only, like first name, DOB. Okay, then filling respective other detailing, qualification, course, okay, admission number, hall ticket number, anything. So whatever the displaying contents are there, everything will be displayed to you by using the label tag. This will help us to define the purpose or the usage of that particular other elements of the HTML tag or the form tag, I can say. Okay, form element. So this is another HTML form element that will help us to display the sections for the readers or the users for the successful entry upon the form. Select. So if at all there is a drop down list given to you, from that you have to make your selection. Example here is about the cars. You can you might be filling those application forms for selecting the various colleges. A list of colleges will be displayed to you, and from that options you will be selecting your own colleges. So we will be doing so from the list of available options. Okay, these options will help you select the college whichever is opted by you in the option tag. So select is a tag in that whereas we are having the sub tags as option where we will be listing out the options for the colleges, right? Text area. If at all the user is entering few of the informations like house address, okay, into 2 to 3 lines, so that time we will be making use of the text area where you will be giving certain number of rows and columns for entering the detailed information. So here we are giving the cat was playing in the garden as a some part of the information. Okay. Button. This element will help you as soon as you click the button, there will be some action taken. Okay. If at all I am clicking onto that button, so there is a message, alert message given to you as hello world. Okay. As soon as you are clicking onto that button name as click me, so hello world will be displayed as a message to the user. If not, some other action will be taken place. Basically, the element button will take an action upon its usage. It's a clickable button. Now we are having other tags as field set and legend. So these are the tags that will be helping us to give the proper indentation, I can say, for the form. Okay, like legend is something for personal details. If you are making a separate box or a column for it, so at that time you can make use as field set, and there you the personal details and all, first name, last name, and then you are submitting the button. So the user will be accepting the details from the user as for the first name, last name, and then clicking onto the button, it will be submitted to the browser. So this legend will help us to define the caption for this text field. Okay. Data list. Again, a list of items will be given to you. From that, you are going to select your own option. So that is being termed as your data list. So various options will be given to you under the data list. So with the help of them, you will be selecting your own choice. So the tag or the element name is data list. If not this, you can even go with the other options of other options of your courses or numberings that you will be given. Okay. Output tag. This tag basically performs the calculation, I can say, for giving you the output to the browser, right? Here, what are we doing? We are basically perform some calculation of addition of these two now integers and displaying it onto the browser. So that we will be doing with the help of the calculation, and the element we will be using here as output element, which will be giving us particular output. Now, so those were the form elements. So previously, whatever we have gone through, label tag, field set, then we have used the text area, button, okay. Then we have seen the data list, options, select element. So all those for creating the forms. Now we are stepping into another element called as meta. Meta elements. The term meta is being defined, or it is being termed as an information purpose. What is this meta tag? Meta tag is basically used for providing some information or the definition of that tag. Okay. So basically, HTML documents use this meta tag to give certain data or the information about it. So the tag name is meta. Always go inside the head section. Typically used to specify the character set, page description, keywords, author of the document, and the viewport settings. Okay. Metadata will not be displayed on the page, but is machine parsable. Okay, it will not be displayed onto the page, but it is machine parsable, right? So this tag will not be displayed onto the screen, onto the page. It is machine parsable. It is inbuilt, basically, we can say, and it is only for the information purpose, which goes in the head section. So it is used by the browsers to display the contents or reload the page. Okay. So meta tag in the search engine, if at all you want to reload the page, we just click onto the refresh button, okay, or re-click onto it, right? So meta tag will be using that for those detailings and all. We will be using the meta tag. So there is a method to let the web designers take the control over the viewport, such as the user's view or the visibility area of the web page. For that purpose, we will be using this metadata or the meta tag. Here is an example, you can see meta. So this is for the user purpose. Whoever is a designer, for them it is purely, but not for the users. So you can see it is in the head section. So all the meta information has been stored inside the head section of it, where we are giving different character set. So UTF, Unicode transformation format, we are using here, name of that, description, content of it, okay. And keywords we are using, such as contents we are using from the HTML, CSS, XML, and the JavaScript. So this is purely for the web designer information purpose. Nothing goes with the user point of view over here. So all the meta information goes in the head section, is the paragraph displayed onto the screen.